top run scorers in the top run scorer so far in this tournament, 594 runs. What more is Virat Kohli looking to achieve in terms of runs and records in this World Cup?
I think he wants to be the difference between a win and a loss. He wants to take India across the line, irrespective of whether scores, a 50 or a 99 or a 100. I think he's pretty much focused that this is going to be his, if it turns out to be his last World Cup. And at least Rohit also, knows that this is going to be his last World Cup. So all these top, scorers, if at all they are looking at the numbers, I don't think they are now at this stage looking at these numbers. Runs are being scored. Great. But the point is, everybody here is not happy with what they have done so far. They are quietly confident. But if you ask Rohit would like to hit 100 in the next two games at least. Kohli would like to get that 50th century, like a gun, just simply out of the way. And also there are people like Shubman. Shubman also needs that big score because he's looking at others and he's saying, okay, these people have scored. If Surya is around and if he gets ample time in the middle, he would like to make his presence felt. And there are so many guys. So what really makes me happy is that despite winning 9 matches comfortably, there are individuals who are still looking because they are looking at this opportunity to come good again because they feel that they still haven't given their best. And this is what puts this team in a great space. That everybody wants to show that, look, this is my contribution. And I'm not done with this World Cup as yet. So every time they get an opportunity, just look at, like Ravindra Jadeja, the way he's contributing. We don't talk about him as much, but look at that intensity which he brings in when you feel that, okay, the top guys are, already out and he's there, but he makes sure that he lasts. The same thing what we saw with Shreyas and Rahul. Mm-hmm. They were happy with 50, but they converted that,
right.
More than 120 runs in the last 10 overs. That is what you want from these guys who are not Rohit, who are not Kohli or anybody. They are just Rahul and Shreyas. So that is what I want to see. And also the bowlers. I said this on your show earlier when Shami was included. I said Shami is competing with Siraj. And when he gets an opportunity, he's going to come good. And just look what he has done. He has put Siraj under pressure. That is what you want. You're competing with one another because you don't have anybody else to beat. So what you end up doing is you still try to show that, look, my contribution is there without saying it in as many words. That is what puts this team in an absolutely fantastic space.
Ramji, records or not, Virat Kohli being named as the captain of Cricket Australia 11 for the World Cup, that itself is a big statement, isn't it?
Absolutely. Virat lives by example. Absolutely phenomenal cricketer, and we are lucky to see him in this era. Absolutely no doubt about it. And he walked the talk. He walked the talk when he came as a young kid. I know from 2009 onwards during Emergence Emerging India Cup in Australia, he single-handedly won the match for us against South Africa in 2009 when we were a losing side. Single-handedly won the match. For that time itself, the superstar was born. He was a rock star, and he'll continue to be there. And it's once in a lifetime you see players like this. Absolutely brilliant, cutting across all formats.
Ramji, I'll have to ask you, since you mentioned about the Emerging Cup, you have seen him for such a long time. Virat Kohli today, is he hungrier than before or as hungry as he was when he burst into the scene?
He never used set a boundary for himself. He's like a free bird. He wants to explore, go higher and higher and higher. Always he has been like that. He will always challenge something which you say it's impossible, especially some of the fitness regimes when we came into the system in 2012 after IPL, his transformation started. He would go for it. He will never say no. When you have a person like that, 95% of a job like ours is done. He's a guy who pushes the boundary, constantly keep pushing the boundary. He's got that in himself. It's natural for him. It is not pretentious. It is natural. He is I think it has grown over the years to create, to scale higher and higher in his career and reach a point where nobody else can reach. Like Jacques Cousteau said.
Absolutely. And we are at a stage when Virat Kohli may well end up as being the highest run scorer of this edition of the World Cup as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Rakesh, Ramji and Divya, for joining me on the broadcast.